Okay, at the end of the year, of course, I went through all of the inventory of my working pantry and the freezers, cupboards, refrigerator, and took an inventory of everything that we have. We also did that with household goods like paper products or shampoos or bar soap or toothpaste and, everything that, it takes to clean yourself or run a household or take care of a kitty or, food and water and different things like that. So then what I did was I went back and referred to a sheet that I built like this for 2024, and what I had done throughout last year and plan on doing it throughout this year is every week I would go on the internet, put up two browsers, one for Walmart and one for Aldi. That's the only two grocery stores we have in this area. If you're talking about just going a couple of minutes from home or up to 30 minutes from home. So we do have a local grocery store, and I do have, once in a while, do buy items there, or if I'm desperate or can't go any farther than, 5 minutes from home, I will go down there if the items are sale items, which you will see in this video. I did do a little produce shop, and those are all sale items, or the best prices probably I could find just going out my front door. So going over last year's different lists that I did, there was 12 of them. I would have a master grocery list, and then I would compare prices for what I was going into the store for with Walmart and Aldi. Where was I going to find the best price? And I often did videos about that. First off, what I do before I do anything is create a menu plan of things that we would like to eat or things that are in the freezer that we need to use up. And then we have certain items that we have to buy every week or every month. So I would compile that grocery list, look at the prices at Walmart and Aldi, see who had the best prices overall, and then that's where I would do my shop. So by doing so and doing that every week or whenever we had a grocery shop, which was the last 3 months of the year, we only did one, I saved, not counting that we just did one grocery shop in the last 3 months of this year, because there was a lot of savings there, but I'm not going to count that in what I'm going to say right now. But going with the other 9 months, I saved over $1,257 in groceries by doing things this way. So I'm not saying that everyone can do it. This might be too time consuming for you. You may not have obviously the same price as I do. You may have lower prices, so you would do better than I am. You may have higher prices, and so it wouldn't be the same. There's no guarantee that the prices I'm looking at today for the next, or the prices that I'll look at in a few days for a grocery shop will be the same prices a month from now or 2 months from now. But either way, last year was a pretty tough year in the economy, a pretty tough year at grocery stores for most people, and I still managed to come out ahead at saving $1,257. Now, what I did the last 3 months were, normally we would have a grocery shop in October, November, and December. But the turkey prices were so good that I ended up buying a turkey every month or every 3 weeks. And I would just make as many meals as I could out of turkey. And we ended up having turkey for 14 out of 28 or 16 out of 30 meals. And that might sound very boring, but I had turkey casseroles, turkey sandwiches, turkey subs, turkey salad, turkey tetrazzini, you name it, I made it. And then sometimes we would just have a salad with turkey cut up on it, whatever we could, turkey wraps, come up with. And I managed to put together 14, 16 meals a month, and that saved us a bunch of money. And that used up a lot of the vegetables I had in the freezer, not all of them, but a lot of them. And that's great, because that's why I process those vegetables, so that we can eat them throughout the winter, and hopefully they're gone by March when local farmers start with the greens and the spinach and stuff like that I'm always anxious to buy. So yeah, $1,257. And then the last 3 months we had one grocery shop, and of course every 2 weeks I would go get bananas, or if we ran out of milk, or orange juice. But as far as getting meat or potatoes or rice or pastas or sauces or anything like that, if I didn't make it homemade, it wasn't purchased. And we saved a lot of money, but I'm not going to count that amount of money in this, because this is just all about comparison shopping, trying to get the best price for something on all the items. Now here I have listed probably, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 items. I've still got about 16 to 20 to add yet to it. And this would be the things that we always go to the grocery store, or at least are always on the list. Now, if we for some reason don't need sliced cheese, but we do need napkins, we'll just not buy the sliced cheese and we'll buy a package of napkins. And that's just an example. We actually don't use paper napkins anymore. If we were, any other thing, if we had enough yogurt where we didn't need to buy a container of yogurt, that's like $4.50, $5 right there. If we need a toilet cleaner or something like that, or dish soap, we would just go ahead, because our grocery budget also includes buying household products like toilet paper and laundry soap and dish soap and stuff like that. Though we don't have a lot of different cleaners, I mainly use vinegar and bleach. So this is not by any means the full list, but several items. And what I had in the first column was whether I ended up changing brands. Did I change brands in order to get something cheaper? Yes, in many cases I changed, and you can see the yeses all the way down. I changed the brands. Did I go with store brands? Not a lot of times, but if I was already with Great Value, then of course I didn't change the brand, and I love Great Value's brand. So far in this list that I've compiled on prices for this day, Walmart's winning. Walmart wins. So, not on every item, but on enough items for me to say, I'll just go get my groceries at Walmart. Now, if I was getting, 50 pounds of apples, I certainly wouldn't get them at Walmart because I believe, the apples are, if I was going to get oranges and I said I want to get 50 pounds of oranges, well, I certainly, just because I'm in Walmart, wouldn't buy them at that price. For 50 pounds, I would just go over to Aldi. Aldi and Walmart are just within a few minutes of each other. This is our local store. Their prices for eggs right now, and their lunch meat, if I wanted to just buy a local, Walmart sells it for $4.54. They sell it for $6.99. Sometimes they have bread, or they always have bread, $1.99. It tastes like sawdust shavings, so we're not going to buy that. Their milk or their butter at Quick Trip, that's a big gas station in this area, Illinois and out in the Dakotas, $1.99. Sometimes you can get butter for there in a sale. Their eggs right now are $5.99, and sometimes you can get potatoes like this past Thanksgiving for 99 cents for, I think it was 5 pounds. This column has how many of the items that I need, the price difference between Walmart and Aldi, and then the savings that I would get. And then when we go all the way down to the bottom, I love Google Chrome scroll feature. I don't. Monthly, just with these things that I've added, I would be saving, if I went shopping right now, $45.04 by just buying everything that I need at the price that I see that's the lowest price at the store that I see has the lowest price. If everything stayed the same for the entire year of me buying, I would save $540.48, which is basically almost my cell phone bill. So, like I said, I still have items to put down, so my annual of what I'm going to save just with this is not done yet. My monthly is not done yet until I add all the rest of the products on my little list here. But what I'm shooting for this year is to do better than the $12.57. So I hope that I will be able to do that. But this is how I'm going to stretch dollars and save pennies. So if something like this, if a video like this interests you, I'm going to be doing this every month. So at least one video a month is going to be just based on this, about what the prices are and the price difference between these two stores. I apologize, I don't have other stores that I can compare to, but in this area we just have Walmart and Aldi. So I'll be doing more videos about this, more videos with meal planning, budget meals, cutting household expenses, saving money for retirement, living on less than $40,000. In our case now it's less than $38,000. Everything that it takes to save money so that you have a savings account, so that you're not broke, so that you can afford to buy new purchases, so that you don't have to buy, basically, any type of substandard food or any non-nutritious food because you can't afford, the things that you're used to buying. I'm going to try to figure out a way around all of that so that we can basically live the way that we're accustomed to living, just on a lot less. So if that type of video and savings and being somewhat frugal, being very careful, being a good steward of money, any of that interests you and that's what you want to do in your household this coming year and that, then by all means hit the subscribe button. I'll have a video that has something to do with that every week, but also my videos will contain some cooking in them, some chat in them, some shopping hauls in them, so they won't always directly focus on budgets and saving money. They will also include some of the things that I do in my life and some of the things about me. So if that sounds interesting, hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button, and I'll see you again next week. Okay, here is a tiny produce haul. Sunday night after dinner, my husband needs cabbage for his meals or for his lunches this week, and we had no cabbage in the house, and we have not been to Walmart at all because I still can't really bear weight or travel up and down the aisles in the store. My husband would go by himself, but you know, that's kind of how we get away together during the week. So I just decided to go down to the local grocery store. They are quite a bit higher in everything, so we picked items that were either we picked items that were on sale prices, and so we just avoided anything that didn't have a sale. And even the sale item was probably a dime to 15 cents more than Walmart, but it would cost us more than that to get to Walmart tonight. So first we got the cabbages. Red is always more expensive than green, so the red cabbage was $1.49 a pound, and I got 3 pounds of the or 2.5 of the red cabbage at $1.50 a pound. The green cabbage was 2 pounds of that at $1.29 a pound. The Sumo citrus, that's what they're calling them in this grocery store. I wanted these at Christmas time at Walmart and forgot all about them. Per pound they were $3.99. Tonight they were $1.99. I got just a little over 2 pounds of those at $1.99 a pound. The tomatoes on a stem were where before they were on sale $2.49 a pound. I got them tonight for $1.89 a pound, for just a little over a pound of tomatoes on the vine. I got these little mingles. I thought those were cute and looked tasty. And let's see where those are. Cabbage, tomatoes. Oh, there we are. Medley tomatoes. 10 ounces of medley tomatoes that were $3.79, and I got them for $2.19 this evening. And then the bananas, because my husband has a banana every day for breakfast. The bananas at this grocery store, which is just down the street from us, are 69 cents a pound. And they're like 29 or 30 cents a pound at Quick Trip. And they are 52 cents at Walmart, and they're 40-something cents at Aldi. But, you know, I mean, just a ride in a car in that 5 minutes was okay, but, you know, it takes 30 minutes to get to the Dells, so, and that's really hard on my hip and my leg, so it was worth paying just a few cents extra to get these nice fresh vegetables so we can start the week out on the right note, on the right foot. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Kim. Tonight's video is going to be some of the decisions that I'm making here at the very beginning of 2025 to lower our grocery bills and our household and basically lifestyle expenses even lower than they were last year. I know I've gone through a few budget sheets last year and also one for this year, and I will revisit that probably in the next 2 or 3 videos. But for right now, I'm just going to show you an example of what I'm doing with groceries. It's something that I've done every single year. I write down all of our groceries. I've probably done this since 2001, 2002. I write down all of our groceries in a spreadsheet, all of our household items, toiletry items, you know, how many oil changes that we're going to have, subscriptions, fees, you name it. I write it down in a spreadsheet, and it's kind of I guess it's kind of a challenge. It's more of a challenge than a game to see how I can lower each bill. And there's just been many things that I've done throughout the years, way too many to mention, but Like when we had credit cards, I would call routinely and ask them to lower the interest, and oftentimes they would do that. And then when we paid off of all of our credit cards, with student loans and stuff like that, when you first graduate from college, the amount that you're given for your student loans and that can range anywhere from, depending on how much your loans were, $2,000 to $3,000 a month. You can call and give proof of income and have them lowered to a more reasonable amount based on exactly what you're earning in your new career from graduating from college. I always go through every single account that I've ever used on the internet and make sure that the credit card is removed. I bought a credit card that you can just load, and so when websites and stuff like that ask for a credit card, whether you're getting a free trial or something, I just use that. It's a credit card that you can load with money from, and then the bank account is an online bank account, not the bank account that we get our pay deposited in, so that keeps that safe. Always make sure that, like my husband just got caught recently with Apple. He did a free trial on Apple and then canceled the free trial, and then lo and behold, they took 4 months worth of payments at $10 a crack. After his cancellation, we've even got the cancellation notice in email. So he fought that. They denied him, and then he wrote them separate emails stating his feelings and opinions, and he was refunded all of those charges. And there's just all kinds of different ways that you can make sure, with us, with our lease, we have to make sure that every I is dotted and every T crossed, that we're not doing something that's going to incur a fee, whether it's going to incur a fee while we're living here or one when we depart. And we've done that all along while living here. I think preventative is the best for everything, whether it's preventative for health or preventative for car, or preventative for home, because the repair bills are really going to get you far more than just making sure on a daily, weekly, monthly, or even yearly event that these things are taken care of. So, and I've learned that by this age, and I'm grateful to have, because when I was in my 20s and 30s and 40s, I did not think that way. We've also changed over the years as far as buying bulk. Bulk just doesn't work for us. Maybe in some certain situations it would, but it just doesn't. I like fresh food. I like to buy fresh food on a regular basis. My husband, he changes up his diet, whether he's trying to lose weight or whether things just aren't, he's just not in the mood for certain food items anymore. And so buying in bulk just isn't, we don't have the room, we don't have the money. And I said this about, when people during 2021 and 2022, we just don't have the room or the resources to, stock up and have shelves full of food and stuff like that. So we don't. I have a working pantry. Having a working pantry versus always just stocking and stocking and stocking is just the way we afford things. I've also not upgraded my cell phone, so by doing so, I still have a nice smartphone, but I just inquired about it at Christmas time as to what it would cost, and then once I learned how much it would cost, I was told that I've saved $432 just by not upgrading. So I paid the phone off that I currently use. It's all paid off, and so if I would have midterm decided to upgrade the phone, I would have paid an additional $432 by now. So I feel good about that. As far as with tires, we used to get tires at dealerships all the time, and I swear I could have wrote it down every single time for almost 20 years. If I bought 4 tires, and even at Walmart, if I bought 4 tires, one of them was a lemon. So we always had one that was going flat all the time. So now I just go to a mom and pop's, actually it's a pop's, garage here in town. Really nice guy that we have a really good relationship with. He buys his tires from someplace different, and not the places that we've purchased our tires from before. And now we've had those tires on for well over a year, and none of them are duds. So, sometimes, we pay probably $5 more a tire, but again, we don't have to sit and constantly put air in a brand new tire or air in a tire every time the temperature outside changes. So I'll try to add some of the other things that I've done over the years. One of the best things, though, is creating a spreadsheet with all of the items, especially if you're just going to focus on food, which is what we're going to do this year, and write them all down. And what I do is I just put 2 browsers up, one for Walmart and one for Aldi. And then, of course, they each have a cart, and then you say that you're going to be shopping. And so you go and you look at butter for this week. And butter, let's pretend at Walmart is $3.86, and you go over to Aldi and you see butter is $3.97. Maybe the difference in those prices isn't going to be a big thing, but as you go down your grocery list, you see that one store over the other, it's 50 cents, it's $1, it's $1.50, so on and so forth. When you see, I'll give you a quick glance at my spreadsheet, but I think it'll be just easier just to have it on a piece of paper. The amount of money that I'm just in a few things that I've written down. I haven't exhausted the whole, it's not an exhaustive list of everything that we're going to be shopping for in a month's time. But just the things that I've written down, I've already saved $45 just by comparison shopping. And to put both carts up in that, the comparison shopping took me about 35 minutes. So, and we have a slow internet speed. So if you have a faster internet speed or you have these apps in your phone, it'll probably go much faster. Or you could just focus on the top 10 items that are the most expensive. And make sure you have apps to the stores or the places that you would shop for those things at. Something that we're doing this year is, last year we did Amazon 6 times. So every 2 months we went and subscribed to Amazon, and by that time we had a cart full of things that we needed that we rely on Amazon for. We can't buy them anywhere else. We would buy them. We would watch Amazon Prime for 22 days if there was something on there, and then we would shut it back down again. And you may think that that's kind of foolish in that, but $15 times 6 was a lot cheaper for us than $179. And of course, each time we did that, we made sure that we weighed it against, was any of the shipping free? By not being an Amazon Prime member, because sometimes you can run into that. Or how much was the shipping? Did the shipping go past the $14.99 monthly charge? If it didn't, then I would just pay the shipping charges and forget being an Amazon Prime member. But there's really not a whole lot anymore on Amazon for us, except for like 6 or 7 items we can't find anywhere else. Streaming services and stuff like that, I always just stuck with Netflix. If I didn't get a free trial, I just didn't try them. There's absolutely no way that I was going to pay for a streaming service. It's the same with shipping for me. I haven't paid for shipping probably in 10 years. If I have to pay for shipping, I just won't buy it. I'll either wait to get it in the store or ask somebody to buy it for me for Christmas or my birthday, because I just refuse to pay shipping. I refuse to pay for more streaming services. Netflix, I've always had. I think they told me years ago I was one of the first 1,000 people to sign on to Netflix. I was that way with Redbox as well. I was in the first 800 customers. So I stayed with Netflix. I never upgraded or anything like that, and I get a plan for $7.50 a month because they just grandfathered me into the lowest plan. It's the same with my cell phone. As long as I stay on the plan that I'm in, I'm grandfathered into the lowest plan that they offer. If I decide to upgrade the plan or upgrade my phone, then I go into the next plan up, and it's $69.99. Why do it? I've been with the same cellular company since 2001, so I've never switched carriers or anything. I stay with the same one. Pretty loyal when it comes to, I unless they don't have great service. Low speed, I'm paying for nothing, they tick me off, they don't have any customer service. Yeah, I might think about it, but yeah, if the company provides me the service that I'm paying for and I have the lowest rate, I'm pretty happy with that. And what other things? Walmart Plus I got for $49.99, but really if I'm going to tip each delivery that I have, it's really not $49.99. It's $49.99 plus however many times you have somebody deliver groceries to your house, plus the tip on top of that. So I figured what I would have someone deliver groceries to the house for, how many times that would probably end up being, usually in an emergency situation. Like with my leg and that at Christmas time, we had a delivery and it worked just fine. Like if I was sick, my husband was sick, something, God forbid, was wrong with our car, then we would just go ahead and order. I would give a tip, and if it comes out to be at the end of the year $99.99, then I didn't get Walmart for $49.99, but I still didn't go, past the yearly or the annual full charge of Walmart Plus. So I've done that. There's no other services that I would get. We're not planning on going to eating out at restaurants, so I don't have to worry about restaurant charges or fees or tipping or anything like that. And we don't do any other type of delivery service. So everything that we can think of. I know a couple of people had left me messages, that we're not really, living on just that low income of, whatever. We just did the taxes here recently, here in the last 3 days. and my husband's net income is 37,600. So technically in this county, we could apply for benefits if I didn't have a job. In a couple of years, I probably won't. And my husband will probably still be at the same factory and still not, getting, any types of cost of living that keeps up with the cost of living. And so he'll probably still be bringing home $37,000 or $38,000. He's tapped out as far. He's making as much money as the company's going to pay him. And so if he doesn't find a different job or whatever, this is what he gets. And 2 years from now, this is what we'll be living on. And so, yeah, we don't use any portion of my wage. If there was an emergency, a valid emergency, we would tap into it. But at that same time, while we're tapping into it for this valid emergency, that would mean that we'd either have to stay in this apartment longer or stay renting longer or stay in this area longer. If and if we'd found things in a different area, we wouldn't be able to leave. Or it would mean that my husband would have to start walking to work and we would have to start depending on delivery for groceries, because our car at 17 years of age and well over 200,000 miles is not going to last forever. In fact, there was 3 other people in this area with Saturns the same age as ours, long gone. We're it. We're the only person left just in this little area that's still driving our Saturn. We've taken good care of it and stuff. We've had a lot of issues, and we put out a lot of money, and I know that we should have traded it in years ago, but we didn't. And so here we sit. So we really can't tap into that money. We really have to pretend that any money that I earn is just put away because, I was slow to change careers. My Social Security check it's something, but it's nowhere near, what, I just quit tomorrow because my Social Security check will keep us. It wouldn't even pay our groceries. So, when you are young, if you're young and watching this, please be careful at what jobs you get and stuff like that. And, try as hard as you can, if it's at all possible, to get jobs that are well paying or at least decent paying. It's a sad thing that when you're in the healthcare field, taking care of people like I did for over 20 years, that I look at my Social Security check and it hasn't even, it's $528. I mean, it's something. It's money, obviously. And we would add it to the money that we already have to pay for our expenses. But that is just not at all what I imagined that it would be. And, in fact, I never even thought of until I was well into my 50s to look and see. I didn't ever receive any notices or emails from Social Security, so I had absolutely no idea what I was looking at to get for Social Security. I guess I thought I would live forever and never need it. But and that's a joke. But I do need it, and we are going to be relying on it. So I need to make as much money or save as much money as possible, because it's just not going to be doable to live off of, $38,000 a year and $528 in Social Security check. Not when I hear that people have to pay, different things for Medicare and Medicaid and any of those types of things, if I would ever need to rely on something like that. So, and then people have always said, food bank, with my money and my husband's money, there's no way we qualify for food bank. And I don't know that I would ever do that, because there are so many people in this community, especially people with children, families, little kids, that need the food bank. And the food bank can't take care of everybody. There's a lot of people that were like me, that worked in healthcare, worked in factories, and they're old and they're ill, and they need the food pantry way more than we're going to need the food pantry in the next 10 years. So we're just going to do our best, and, we're just going to work. And part of what this channel is about is saving every penny or figuring out how to stretch every dollar. So I'm going to show you that spreadsheet that I created. I'm going to show you it on pen and paper. $45 a month just on the items that I've listed so far. And $45 is just about covers my cell phone bill. And as far as yearly in that, it covers, I think I figured it covered our renter's insurance and Netflix and Walmart Plus. And I think it also covered what I would save in a year. It would help us pay for Prime either 3 or 6 times for the subscription. So, it was it was $560 some. So I'll be glad to show you that. Also, I'm sharing with you some of my winter meal ideas, and I think they're I'm not sure if there's any grocery haul. I might have a produce haul in that. And then my next video is going to be our first grocery haul of 2025. So I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for asking about my leg. Yeah, it's still injured. I don't have a doctor's appointment until the 18th. So it'll be a full month from injuring it. Still not able to bear weight that much on it. But I have to carry on. I still have work that I have to do and a household to take care of and a sick cat to take care of and feed. And, I had the holidays, and as much as, I'd like to have stayed in bed, I wouldn't have wanted to miss out on any of the holidays. So I hope you're all well, as I said, and thank you for stopping here. And if videos about budgeting and stretching dollars and seeing what we can save on groceries or household expenses or living expenses, cooking, shopping, baking, and eventually a little bit of gardening throw in, and me chit-chatting once in a while sounds good to you, hit the subscribe button. If you liked this video about how to cut expenses in your groceries, hit the like button. That helps me get into that good old algorithm for YouTube. And until next time, take care, be well, and I'll see you next week. Okay, this is some winter menu ideas. So these are 7 meals that I have for the next 6 weeks. And so we can have them in any order that we want to, and we don't have to have one of these meals. We can always have an alternate or pizza or something like that, or soup and sandwich. But these are the ones that I picked out to get the processed vegetables and stuff that I did up last fall or in September and October, get those used up. So I've got pork roast, au gratin potatoes, carrots and broccoli, chicken thighs, pasta with sauce and roasted peppers. It's probably a tray bake with the chicken thighs and the roasted peppers, and then just pasta with sauce. Sausage, egg, and hash browns. That can always be sausage and pancakes, or sausage and omelet or something like that, or even a sausage, egg, and biscuit. Vegetable stir fry with rice, eggplant parmesan and garlic toast, chili, cheese bread, steak, little smashed potatoes, and green beans. So what I need to use up is I've got frozen broccoli, I've got frozen roasted peppers, frozen green beans, I've got some red potatoes that I need to use up, chili, we just use ground beef, I have that on hand, cheese bread. Generally we just use ordinary bread and just put like 5 different cheeses sprinkled on top and then heat it in the air fryer. Garlic toast we do the same with. Eggplant, I do have eggplant. Parmesan, I've got at least enough for 3 or 4 meals. Vegetable stir fry, we just do celery, which I would have to buy, and carrots and green beans and onions and peppers, whatever basically that we have around. Sweet potatoes, squash. So yeah, that is the winter menu ideas that I have. I will, I basically discuss it with my husband. What do you think about these meals? And then we decide to just incorporate these for the next 6 weeks. So in next week's video in the description, I will have this where you can click on it and make a copy of it if you want to. And it'll also have the recipes for some of the items in this list. Plus it will have the current grocery store prices. Now, obviously when we discuss current grocery store prices, I can only give what it is now. They may go up or down by the time next week comes, and they may go up or down in your area. But just the general idea of how much each meal costs. I think that's kind of a good thing to know. So that is my winter menu ideas.